Hi, my name is Logan. This is my dad, Corey. He's the Protestant chaplain at Colgate University. And I have some questions to ask you. Tell me something you've never told me.
One thing that I don't think I've told you, you'll remind me if I have, is when I was in third grade, I misbehaved, and this was in the olden days when you got in trouble if you were really bad. The teacher got out a paddle and spanked me in front of the entire class.
That's nice. What do you know?
Did you know about that about me?
No.
Oh, okay.
What do you know now that you wish you knew when you were my age?
Two things. One, I wish I knew that the teacher would have gotten a lot of trouble for spanking me. And two, somewhat related, I wish I knew that I could go to my parents and talk to them about anything at all. Even things that scared me or things that I thought I did wrong or things that I might not think they'd want to hear. I could have gone and talked to them about anything. And I wish I knew that when I was your age.
Good to know. Good to know. Tell me the story of the happiest moment you've ever had.
The happiest moment I've ever had was, there were two. Can I share the two?
I think I know them.
Oh, yeah? What do you think they are?
Oh, when Catherine's born and I was born.
That's right. That's right. I was trying to think of something else, but those two are really the happiest moments of my life. Catherine's was really scary because Mommy was in labor for 29 hours, and there was some real... there were some real challenges, and her heart rate dropped and everything like that, and so it was so emotional and so draining. And when they put Catherine down on the table, right when she was born, I said, "Is she okay?" because she wasn't crying. And immediately Catherine turned and looked at me when she heard my voice, and the nurses said, "Oh, she knows your voice." And when I heard that, I started to cry. But then when you were born, I got to hold you right away. Yes, and it was just as happy, both moments.
Sweet.
I was kind of emotional. Is that embarrassing?
No.
You sure?
Yeah. What is the hardest challenge you've ever faced in your life?
The hardest challenge I've ever faced in my life? Well, you remember when you were 4 weeks old?
Oh, yeah.
What happened? You got really sick. You had a staph infection, which is very, very serious, even if you're old like me. But when you're 4 weeks old, it's very serious. And there was that entire week was very scary when you were on an antibiotic. But the worst part was you were 4 weeks old, and it was a Saturday afternoon, and Mommy was holding you, and we had to hand you over to a surgeon because they needed to operate to get out the infection. And that was probably the hardest thing we ever had to do, but at the same time we felt God's peace in that moment. But that was definitely hard. Handing your 4-week-old little baby over to surgery is very, very scary.
What's the biggest lesson you'd like to pass on to your future generations?
The biggest lesson I'd like to pass on to future generations like yourself is the biggest lesson to love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. If you live that way, you'll have no regrets.
Preach it! What are some of the little things you do for yourself or your family that made the biggest impact?
Some of the little things you did for yourself or your family that made the biggest impact? The little things. It may not... your mommy will disagree with this one on me, but I should probably say it anyway. It wasn't really a little thing. For years and years, Mommy did not want a dog. Remember even how long we tried so long? So it's not a little thing that we got a dog, but I do think our dog, Rondi, had a big impact on our life, and she is a wonderful addition to the family. I know I feel comfortable leaving, if you and Catherine are here. It's always nice to know Rondi's here, is helping protect, and she helps in many ways. And so I know she's a lot of work, but I think that had I think getting Rondi, after it took us about 10 or 12 years, even before you were born, to convince Mommy to let us get a dog, I think it was worth it.
You probably regret it, Mom. If you could have one wish from me, what would it be?
One wish for you, similar to what I wanted to pass on to future generations. I wish that you, and my prayer for you is that you love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and serve and follow him all the days of your life. That would be my prayer or my wish for you.
I want 30 more minutes of that.
What did you say?
I want 30 more minutes of that. Preach. I gotta preach. If you had to choose one role model for me, who would it be and why?
If I had to choose one role model besides myself, it would be, well, you love sports, and that's good. I think a wonderful role model. You actually have already chosen some wonderful role models. Mariano Rivera is a wonderful role model, and he's just a humble man, but great. You know how when we're playing around and you always celebrate and do your little dance and show off a little bit, and I tell you it's not about you, it's about the team.
Yeah.
All right, well, remember that. But I think Mariano Rivera demonstrated that. He was very humble, very team-oriented. I also think Ben Zobrist has been a good role model, and you got to meet him, and I think he's been a really good role model of humility and giving his very best, and also a godly role model. So I think those two are athletes like that are wonderful role models for you, besides myself, of course.
Pleasure doing business with you.
All right. Thank you, Logan. Love you.
Love
Do we get a hug? Do we hug it out?
No. Thanks.